Hey guys, so it's Thursday now, and I'm pretty excited. So tomorrow, I'm driving up to New Jersey for a race this weekend. So Friday I'm going to practice, the race is on Saturday, and it's with a new series that I haven't raced with before. And from what I've heard, it's pretty competitive, so yeah, it should be exciting. I don't totally know what to expect. I've heard the fields are big, and there's good competition, so I'm definitely expecting, a lot of fast drivers and probably like newer equipment, and stuff like that. So yeah, it might be a tough race for me. I don't know what my expectations are, but I think I could be, anywhere from dead last to maybe fighting for mid-pack. I haven't been to the track before, or actually I've been there once, but I've just practiced and it was on a different configuration. So that should be interesting. Hey guys, so we're on the way to New Jersey Motorsports Park this morning. It's 11:30 now, and the GPS is saying I have a little over an hour and a half left, so I'm a little behind schedule. I was hoping to be at the track around noon. And when I get there, I've got to just register, I think get the car teched. I bought a set of tires, so I got to give them my rims and they're going to mount the tires for me. And then hopefully I'm going to have time to do a few practices in the afternoon. It rained this morning, but I checked the forecast and I think it's dry all this afternoon, so I'm pretty sure the track's dry by now. And I'll have some dry practice hopefully in the afternoon. And also there was rain in the forecast for tomorrow, which would be interesting. Although I checked again just now, and now it's down to 20%. It was like 60% for rain earlier, so it's probably going to be a dry race. So yeah, I mean, hopefully I hit a little traffic earlier, so hopefully it's kind of heavy now, but hopefully it keeps moving and I get to the track soon. All right, we're here. Don't remember where the kart track is, and I don't know if I went in the right entrance. So we're here, and it's really busy. Probably more people than I thought. So yeah, I'm gonna need to unpack real quick, get my tires mounted, and then hopefully be on track soon. In my tiny truck. And there's everyone else. So here I am getting ready for my first practice session, and I am a little nervous at this point. So there's way more karts than I expected, probably like 20 to 30 on track for this practice session. So here I am, first ever lap on the track. And I'm definitely just taking it easy, just really figuring out which way the track goes and where I am on the track. So now this is just about 3 laps in. I'm starting to kind of learn the track, and I'm actually keeping up with this guy, so that's seems pretty promising. But on this lap, I'm going to experience my first problem of the day. So on the exit of this one turn, there's this really high curve, and basically everyone kind of goes over this curve, and the curve is just really brutal and coming. So on this lap, I go over the curve, and bam, my chain just pops off. So here it is coming up right here. And at this point, I know what's happened. I know I've probably lost my chain. I missed the pit entrance, so I have no drive, and I just have to pull off to the side here into the grass. And then I just had to wait it out for the rest of the session to move the cart over this little wall and push it back to my pit area. So I was able to replace my chain pretty easily, and I ended up getting back out for several practice sessions that afternoon. And overall, I was feeling pretty good. I was picking up like 4 to 7 tenths of a second every time I went out on track. And so this is just one of my laps, and I believe the last practice session. I was still pretty far off the pace of the fast guys. But I was keeping up with the slower guys, and I was on old tires, and I knew I could still pick up some time. So overall, I was feeling pretty decent about the day. Fast forward to the next morning. This is the second of 2 practices, and in the first practice it started out pretty well. By my 4th lap I had gained about 4 tenths over my best time the previous day, so things were going pretty well. But then I started experiencing a slip somewhere in my drive, so the motor would rev up, but the cart wouldn't accelerate. So it was just happening sporadically here and there. I decided to pull in to the pits early and end the session. And then I checked out the clutch. So I thought the clutch was slipping. I checked it out. Everything looked okay, so I put it back. And I just thought, I didn't have a spare clutch. I just kind of hoped it would hold up. And I went back out for the second practice. So the second practice, these first few laps are going okay. It's not slipping, so I thought, well, maybe it'll hold up. but then it starts slipping again and much worse. So let's speed up to that point. Coming up here is where it starts slipping again. So yeah, right here, it's just revving, and it's barely accelerating the car at all. So it's much worse this time. And this lap, I don't even try to finish the lap, I just shortcut and limp the cart into the pits. Now here's qualifying, and at this point I'm not very optimistic. All I've basically done is just check over everything again, and everything looks fine, but I didn't make any changes. So I still figured it was just my clutch was going out, and there was nothing I could do about it. So I just put on my new tires, and I hoped I could maybe just make a few laps and try to set my best lap on the weekend in qualifying. As I head out to the track, I don't even get that, so immediately as I go out, it's slipping again. So I don't even get to do a lap, and I just look it back to the try to look it back to the pits. So it ends up that I can't even make it back to the pits. I get stuck in the middle of the track, don't even have the power to move the cart. So I watch qualifying from the middle of the track. And after qualifying, I have to push the cart back into the pits. And at the weigh scales, I actually find that 20 pounds underweight, because I guess I have to run 20 pounds heavier than I normally would with the cart. And like with me being slower than I was hoping for, and not even getting to qualify, and the threat of rain, and not even having to weigh up, in addition to, you know, my cart being broken, I kind of just gave up and decided to pack it up and head home. It wasn't until I was about to pack up that I discovered the actual problem. But basically, the piece that holds the sprocket to the axle and forces them to rotate together just sheared apart, and you can kind of see it here. In retrospect, I definitely feel stupid for not catching this earlier and possibly being able to fix it, and also for not bringing a spare. And I'm disappointed that even though I would have been DQ'd for weight, that I didn't get a chance to go out there for the race and try to further improve. But I guess there's always next time. So unfortunately I won't be posting any races from this weekend, but here's a clip of the start of one of the races. And just a quick plug, I do have a Twitter now, where I'll be posting race updates, and I actually posted some updates from this weekend, so I'll leave a link to that below. And I'm planning to be back at Sandy Hook soon, so I'll see you guys then.